for Rose.
Will that be all, miss?
Yes, yes, away, away.
You called, miss?
My glasses, Rose. I can't read without my glasses. Turn off that dreadful music. You know, I drove to the movie studio this morning, and they refused to allow me past the front gate.
Shocking. Will that be all, miss?
I will tell you when that is all. Sit and talk with me a while, Rose. Miss Crawford is feeling a bit blue.
Whatever are you saying, miss?
Rose, you have worked for me for 35 years, and I feel as though I hardly know you. Tell me about yourself.
Really, miss? You want to hear about my life?
Not really. Let's talk about me instead. It was 40 years ago, and I was at the height of my movie career. All the major movie studios were fighting for me.
I want you for my next picture. Come make a movie with me and I will make you a star. Everyone is wanting me. My movie is destined to become a classic. If you sign with me, you will be watched by millions of adoring fans.
I don't know.
If you sign with me, you'll be watched by billions of adoring fans.
I'll think about it.
Trillions, gazillions.
I know how I will decide. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother told me to pick you. You shall produce my next movie and continue to make Betty Crawford a star. And you get out of my house.
You heard the lady out of her house. I will be seeing you at the studio first thing in the morning.
All the reporters in town were constantly vying for my attention.
Can I get a picture of you, Miss Crawford?
Can I get a picture of you, Miss Crawford? This picture will appear at the cover of every major magazine in the country.
And where will your pictures appear?
In a little newsletter called Chewing the Fat, published in Dogtown, Alabama.
Dogtown, Alabama. My dreams are coming true.
It's true, I was hard to work with.
For this next scene, Betty, you will say, "Oh, girls, we will be friends forever."
I can't say that to them.
Why not?
Incompetent. Boo. Terrified.
This is only rehearsal. They'll do better.
We're standing right here.
She's terrifying.
I demand a rewrite. I refuse to work with any of them.
Okay, we'll change it all.
Look, mister, I have a contract.
No!
Oh, be quiet. Someone give me an Alka-Seltzer.
This will ruin my career. Do you know what you are? You are a very mean person.
And you are an ordinary person, and ordinary people give Betty Crawford a headache.
Miss Crawford, I am the producer of this film, and only I can fire an actor.
Only he can fire an actor.
I won't stand for these tirades of yours any other day.
You won't have to.
That's more like it.
That's more like it.
You're fired too.
What? Tell her she can't mean it.
You can't mean it. Can you mean it? I think she means it.
Out.
Out as in?
Go, flee the moose.
In other words?
If you don't get out, I will call the police.
Oh, that kind of about. I'll get you for this, Betty Crawford, if it's the last thing I do.
You don't scare me, and do you know why you don't scare me? Because you're a nobody, and nobodies don't scare Betty Crawford. Why are you still here?
I get it. I'm fired too. I'll get you for this, Betty Crawford, if it's the last thing I do.
You don't scare me, and do you know why you don't scare me? Because you're a nobody, and he knows the rest. I am Betty Crawford, and Betty Crawford always gets her way.
I was a little devil, that's for sure. Rose, are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am. Every boring word.
You fell asleep?
I'm sorry, miss. But
I've heard those stories over and over again for the last 35 years. Every day you sit me down and tell me the same boring drama. You once were a big star. You were hard to work with. Blah, blah, blah.
How dare you say that? What do you mean I once was a star? I'll have you know I still am a star. Say it. Say it quickly before I fire you on the spot. Miss Crawford, you're a big star. Say it.
I can't say it, Miss Crawford. You are no longer a star. People have forgotten you. You haven't made a movie in 25 years. I think I owe it to you, just to be honest. If I hear another one of your stories, I might just jump out a window. I was hired to clean your house and serve your meals and do whatever else you needed me to do, but I wasn't hired to hear how mean you are to the world and how pathetic your life has become. You are a bitter, lonely old woman who doesn't have a friend in the world except for those waiting for you to die, only to see if you included them in your will.
Enough of this. You don't speak to me that way. Barrymore! Barrymore, get in here at once!
Barrymore doesn't work here anymore. He walked out on you 10 years ago because you treated him the same way you treat me. Don't you remember?
I'm walking out on you because you treated me just as you treated Rose for too long.
What is that monstrosity?
It's the new floral arrangement you requested, since you didn't care for the other 5 I brought in earlier.
I would not request such an atrocious arrangement. I simply request I have a gardener with some talent for beauty.
Sorry, ma'am. I will try again.
I don't think so. Get out and take that hideous vase with you. Barrymore, if you leave me, I will take you out of my will. You will get nothing.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
I'll get you this, Miss Betty Crawford, if it's the last thing that I do.
You don't scare me, and do you know why you don't scare me? Because you're a nobody, and nobodies don't scare Betty Crawford, for I am the greatest movie star the world has...
Flashback is over, honey.
Don't you see? I'm the only one who hasn't walked out on you. I have been here every step of the way.
Where are you going?
I'm resigning, Miss Crawford. You can mail my final check to my home address.
You can't leave me. Where will I go? What'll I do?
Frankly, ma'am, I don't give a hoot.
How will I live without you, Rose? I need you. I need you.
Do you mean that?
Of course I do. Who will make me those terrible omelets?
Goodbye, Miss Crawford, forever!
If you walk out that door, you will never see another dime from me.
I will get you for this, Miss Crawford, if it's the last thing I do.
You don't scare me, and you know why you don't scare me. Blah, blah, blah.
Hello, Betty.
Oh, Joan, thank goodness you have come. Rose has just walked out on me, never to return.
That's the most terrible news I've ever heard.
Isn't it?
I was hoping she'd cook me breakfast.
Oh, you just don't understand.
There,
Oh.
Don't be upset. I'll just eat a Pop-Tart.
Everyone in my life has deserted me.
I'm still here.
You are still here, aren't you? Oh, Joan, you have been my one true friend throughout my life. Will you be honest with me? Are you my friend because you love me, or because of what you might get from my will?
That cuts me deeply. To think you believe I'm only your friend because you may leave me a lot of money when you die.
I'm sorry.
So aren't you leaving me a lot of money when you die?
What?
I said, how about that Pop-Tart?
Okay. Rose, please bring my wonderful and caring neighbor a pop... That's right. She's gone. I'll be back.
I'd like it toasted if you don't mind. Oh, and some coffee would be nice.
Hello?
Donovan, she's on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Never mind that. Have you found the will?
I'm at her house now.
We cannot proceed until you've found a copy.
I'll look for it while she's taking her nap.
How do you know she'll take a nap?
Don't worry. She'll take a nap.
Here we are.
She's coming now.
Ow! That hurt my ear.
Here we are. A nice toasted Pop-Tart for you, and a hot cup of coffee for me. I would have been quicker, but that was my first time in the kitchen.
Sit down and relax, Betty dear. Is that picture hanging crooked?
So it is. Would you fix it for me later?
Oh, you better drink your coffee while it's hot. Come on now, drink it up. What are you waiting for? Drink it!
Okay. Oh my, but is that a good cup of coffee? Joan, have I ever told you about my life? It was 40 years ago, and I was at the height of my movie career. All the major movie studios were fighting for me.
I want you for my next picture. Come make a movie with me and I will make you a star.
Everyone is wanting me.
My movie is destined to become a classic. If you sign with me, you'll be watched by millions of Jordan fans.
I can't do this right now.
Neither can I. I'm so sleepy. Let's do this later.
My, I've become sleepy so fast. Hold this for me, won't you?
Betty? Betty, are you awake?
Hello?
You startled me!
I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I'm Mildred Crawford.
I've heard of you. You're Betty's long-lost daughter who walked out on her years ago after a quarrel and vowed never to return unless it was to attend her funeral.
That's me. And I've heard of you. You're Joan Davis, Mother's nosy neighbor who stops in every day hoping to trick my mother into leaving her some money after my dear mother bites the dust.
I have been your mother's trusted friend and neighbor for the last 30 years. Yes, I visit her every day. Every single day. Rain or shine. Monday through Friday.
I get it. Jeez. Why were you going through my mother's things?
For your information, I was looking for a fork with which to eat my Pop-Tart.
I didn't come today to make small talk with you. I came to see my mother.
There she is, dead to the world. In more ways than one.
Dead? Mother? Mother, wake up! You can't be dead! Oh, Mother!
Here, drink this. It'll calm you down.
I didn't get a chance to tell her I was sorry.
Your mother isn't dead. She's only napping.
In that case, I'll take it. Look at this dreadful house. I grew up in this house, you know.
What was it that caused you to walk out on your mother all those years ago?
It wasn't a what, it was a who.
A locket?
The picture inside.
Why, isn't that you?
She's my identical twin sister, Candace.
Your mother never mentioned you and Candace were identical twin sisters. How nice you keep her picture in your locket to show your deep love and attachment to her.
I hate her guts.
Or because you hate her guts.
My twin sister Candace was the apple of my mother's eye. She could do no wrong, and I was jealous.
Mother, we got our report cards today. It was a glorious day, dearest Mother. I got all A's.
Let me see that. Math, A+. Science, A+. English, A+. Gym, A+. Theater, A-. What's this? You got an A- in theater? An A-? Your mother is the biggest movie star in Hollywood and her daughter gets an A- in theater?
But Mother...
I can't look at you. Go to your room and think about the embarrassment you've brought to your family. Go! You don't see your identical twin sister bring home A-minuses in theater. Your identical twin sister is a star, just like her mother. Where is my precious little Candace?
I'm right here, Mommy.
My precious, how's school today?
It was a great day, Mother, for we got our report cards.
Let me see that. Math, F.
Keep reading.
Science, F.
Keep reading.
English, F.
Keep reading.
Gym, F minus.
Keep reading.
Theater, A plus.
That's the one.
Oh, Candace, you have made your mother so very proud. A plus in theater.
I also landed the lead in the school musical.
This is the happiest day of my life. Call your sister in at once so I might rub this in her face.
Oh, goody. Mildred, Mother wishes to speak with you. What about? You'll see. You wanted to see me, Mother?
Mildred, do you see this? This is your identical twin sister's report card. And do you see what grade she received in theater? She received an A plus. An A plus! And she landed the lead in the school musical again. And did you get a part in the musical?
Yes, ma'am. Third girl from the left.
Third girl from the left? I can't look at you. Oh, Candace dear, what would you like for dinner, for we shall celebrate?
I cried myself to sleep that night, just as I had so many nights before.
Please hurry. I'm getting bored.
I tried my best, but my best was never good enough for my mother. I have returned to make amends with her at last.
Or could it be you heard she rewrote her will and came to see if you're included?
That is not true!
I wouldn't count on getting any of her money if I were you. Your mother never spoke very highly of you. Anytime I brought up Candace's name, Betty would light up like the sun. You see, your mother, how do I put this nicely, hated your guts.
Why must you torture me so?
Hello?
Donovan, it's me.
And here I thought it might be the queen. Have you found the will?
I'm at her house now. But listen, I was thinking, even if we do find her will and she's left us money, we can't get the money until she dies.
Exactly.
You're not in...
Shh! I gotta go. Keep me posted.
Hello? Hello? Surely he can't be serious.
Hello? Anyone home?
What is this, Grand Central Station? Wait, didn't you just go in? Oh, I get it. You must be Candace, the identical twin sister.
You forgot to mention, I'm the favorite twin.
My name is Joan Davis. I've been your mother's friend and neighbor for the last 30 years, and I've checked on her every day, just to make sure she's all right.
Okay. Where's Mother?
Taking a nap.
Wake up, Mother, for I have returned.
Betty, wake up. There's someone here to see you.
What? Where am I? Candace! You've come home at last! Mother has missed you so.
Mother, please, you're wrinkling my blouse.
I'm sorry, dear.
I'm not here for long. I only dropped in for the night.
Can't you stay with me a few days and spend some time with me? I get so lonely.
I said I'm here for the night, and that's what I meant.
Oh my!
What was that?
It must be around here somewhere. Come in.
Excuse me, but could you tell me if your mother is home?
She's in the kitchen.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Alfred Stephen Lucas, the great movie director of yesteryear. Your mother and I had a falling out at first, but then made up, worked together, and the rest is cinematic history.
I don't mean to be rude, but I'm a little busy to make small talk with you. If you'll excuse me, I will look in here.
But
Careful, dear. That was a nasty fall.
Someone could have at least told me she was here.
Miss Crawford, it is I, your favorite Hollywood movie director who made you a star.
Alfred! I knew it was only a matter of time. You've come to ask me to star in your next hit movie?
Yes, I have returned. But no, I am not here to ask you to star in my next hit movie. Are you Rose? Could you give me a cup of coffee, please?
I am not the maid.
For crying out loud, it wouldn't kill you to get the man a cup of coffee.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Mildred, get off the floor this instant. You are not a rug. If you haven't come to put me in your movie, then what is your purpose here?
I've just come to visit an old friend, that's all.
Hogwash. You're up to something, and I want to know what it is.
I'm offended. I'm insulted. I'm hurt. I'm overwrought. I'm overwhelmed.
And you're overreacting. Get out of my way.
Mother, you haven't even said hello to me.
I know why you're here, you little rat. Hello?
Is this the once famous Betty Crawford?
I am still famous.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Our weekend edition is a little short on news, so I was wondering if you would mind giving an interview?
Of course I wouldn't mind. I knew my fans hadn't forgotten about me. When can you be here?
I'm just across town. Goodbye.
What can I say? You've still got it, Betty Crawford. Come in.
Just me.
What took you so long? Won't you have a seat?
Thank you. Are you alright, ma'am?
I'm just dandy.
Mildred, get off the floor this instant. Your bony knees will scratch up my nice hardwood floors.
I love you too, Mother.
Miss Crawford, if we can get started.
Yes. What is it that you would like to know exactly?
It's the question that's on everyone's mind.
When will I make my next hit movie?
Did you really write your will?
What?
Did you rewrite your will?
I have never been so insulted in all my life. Get out of my house at once.
I am only trying to give the people what they want.
You're just like the rest. I'll see to it that you never work again.
I will get you for this, Miss Betty Crawford, if it's the last thing I do.
You don't scare me, and you know why you don't scare me. Forget it. I don't have the strength.
Miss Crawford, I need a word with you.
Take a number.
Look, I know we've had our differences in the past, but all that's water under the bridge. And I've come here today to say I forgive you.
You forgive me.
If you don't make amends with me today, I'll tell the whole world the truth about us.
You wouldn't.
I'll tell everyone that we were once secretly married. Flashback.
Why must we hide our love from the world?
Every young bachelor in America is in love with you, and if they figured out you were dating someone, they'd stop coming to see your movies.
I don't care anymore. Forget fame, forget fortune. It's love that really matters.
Money and fame may not mean anything to you, but they mean plenty to me, doll.
How can you say such a cruel thing? You can have every penny I ever make if only you will marry me.
Will you put that in writing?
Yes, I'll get my pen.
I'm sorry our secret marriage didn't last.
We kept making our millions, but then one day you flew to Vegas and gambled all your money away.
I was so humiliated, so I disappeared.
Get out of my house.
I don't think so.
What is that?
The contract you signed, promising me you give me every penny you've earned.
Give me that.
Hey!
Get out of my house.
I'll get you for this if it's...
If it's what?
If it's the last thing I do.
Barrymore, what are you doing back here?
I was babysitting for the Hendersons and heard you rewrote your will.
So,
I was wondering if you were leaving me anything after all those faithful years of service I gave you.
Barrymore, are you sure you aren't back because you miss me? Because you loved me as your generous boss all those years ago?
No, ma'am. It was the money.
You're just like the rest.
The rest, ma'am?
It's all making sense to me now. No one ever loved me for me. It was only for the money they pretended to love and take care of me. Only for the money.
I'm leaving now, ma'am.
Why? Because you're afraid to hear the truth?
No, ma'am. I'm afraid your shouting will wake the baby.
Get out of my house. Why do I want you out of my house? Because you're a nobody. And nobodies are not welcome in Betty Crawford's house. Is everyone really so concerned about the changing of my will? Is that all everyone really cares about? Fine. Here's my new will. Come on, don't be shy. I made plenty of copies. A copy for everyone. That's all I am to any of you. Miss Moneybags. Go on, read my new will. Some of you will be so happy at what you're receiving that you will want to murder me just to get your greedy little hands on it more quickly. Some of you will be so angry at being left out that you will want to murder me just out of a fit of rage. Go ahead, read. Read to your heart's content. Come in. I said come in. Oh, for crying out loud! Oh, what's that? It's only you. Why did you ring the doorbell? What's that in your hand? No, don't. Please don't hit me over the head with that heavy object that could be anything. Ha! That didn't hurt. Okay. That one really hurt. My vision's going fuzzy. The room is spinning. I think I'm going to. This just kills me.
She's dead.
Dead? As in,
Kicked the bucket.
bought the farm?
Went belly up.
Poor Betty. Candace, what are you doing with that extra large can of sliced peaches and heavy syrup?
I was preparing myself a snack when I heard the commotion. And what about you, with that thing in your hand?
It's a snow globe. I always play with it to calm my nerves. Betty keeps it in the kitchen.
Oh, we should hide these heavy objects. If someone sees us, we'll be accused of Mother's murder.
Excuse me.
You startled me!
What are you doing back here?
I was returning for my pad and pen.
What are you doing with that rock?
Oh, this? I collect heavy rocks, and I found this beauty just outside the door.
Likely story.
Miss Crawford, is she
dead? Yes.
She bought the farm.
Kicked the bucket.
Went belly up with a blow to the head.
And you did it with that rock.
I didn't.
You're holding a heavy object.
And so are you.
Touché.
Come in! Oh, we should cover the body.
And another thing, Miss Crawford, I'll have you... What's going on?
Miss Crawford is dead.
Hit over the head with a heavy object.
Like, for instance, that dumbbell in your hand.
Wait 1 minute. Hold the phone. Not so fast. Just settle down there. Hang on. Wait! I am innocent.
Then what are you doing carrying that around?
I don't have time to go to the gym, so I carry weights with me throughout my day. You don't get arms like these by lying around.
Those are the scrawniest arms I've ever seen.
I've been busy, okay?
Oh, Miss Crawford! Oh, please say it isn't so! Please! Please! Where is she?
She's dead, Rose.
Yes, I know. I just saw it on the news. She was hit over the head with a heavy object. Perhaps by that candlestick you're holding.
Oh, my, I was so upset I must have picked up the candlestick instead of my purse by mistake.
How could you have heard it on the news? It only happened 5 minutes ago.
I don't know.
Looks as if we have found our murderer.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will make me cry.
Stop your blubbering.
I promise I saw it on the news about the murder.
I just saw the news on Facebook. Wanted to pay my final respects.
Of course you saw it. I just texted my editor at the TV station, and they took the story live in order to get the scoop on all the other stations.
I just heard on the news. Did you find a will?
Read for yourself.
What? Wow! Amazing! Rava, boom, shaving cream and rice.
What are you doing with this monkey wrench?
I was working on the car when I heard the news.
Because of the change in her will, I'm afraid all fingers are going to point to me. What? You think I murdered Betty Crawford?
No. There's a spider on your back.
What? Get it off! Get it off!
Don't worry, I got it! Why'd she faint? I said I got it.
Shouldn't we call the police?
I didn't hit her.
I mean about the murder.
I don't think so. You see, we're all mentioned in Miss Crawford's will, and we're all holding heavy objects in our hands. Remember, she was hit on the head with the heavy object.
I will be right back.
Where are you going?
To check on my identical twin sister and see if she wants to join me, while I remain in the kitchen and drink a refreshing glass of water until she's finished visiting all you in here.
sorry. I thought everyone had gone.
Barrymore? What were you doing in the back of the house? And what do you have in the suitcase? And why is your hand bandaged?
I only returned to collect a few of my belongings I left behind. I came through the back door.
Let me see that.
Aha! You just happened to forget your land, and you just happened to return the day Miss Crawford just happened to be murdered by a conk on the head with a heavy object.
You murdered her with that lamp! Didn't you, Barrymore?
You have a choice. Either step back or...
Or what?
Pop a tic-tac.
This is ridiculous. I'm calling the police.
No. Now everyone just remain calm until we figure out what we're going to do.
I agree with Joan. We should call the authorities.
What do you mean Mother has been murdered? Go see for yourself while I remain here in the kitchen and drink a refreshing glass of water. Mother! Oh, Mother! Please say it isn't so! You don't seem very upset that your mother has just been murdered. Of course I'm upset. Didn't you hear me? I said, Mother! Oh, Mother! Please say it isn't so!
It's not what you said,
but how you said it.
What do you have wrapped in that hand towel?
What? I found it in the kitchen. I did. Stop looking at me that way. I don't know what an iron was doing in the kitchen. Perhaps the killer hit Mother over the head, wrapped it in this hand towel, and left it in the kitchen, knowing I would find it and causing everyone to suspect me.
Where's your sister?
Candace, are you all right in there? I'll go check and see if she's all right.
I'll check on her.
I said I will check on her.
Come
in.
I'll get it. It's her! She's alive! Miss Crawford is alive! Look!
Betty, is that really you?
Why don't you stay in here and rest while I come out here and see what's going on? So, what's going on? Mother?
I am not your mother.
If you're Betty, then who's lying dead on the couch?
Are you deaf? I'm not Betty, I'm Nettie, her identical twin sister.
Oh, I never knew Miss Crawford had a twin sister.
Nor did me. Sorry, nor did I.
Betty and I had a quarrel when we were children. I went off to college, and we haven't spoken to one another since. After she became famous, I had to change my looks and dye my hair to keep away all the busybodies and troublemakers.
That's Betty's sister, all right.
What's that thing in your hand?
You mean this thing that looks like an ashtray? It's an ashtray.
How do we know you're not the one who murdered your twin sister?
Murdered? My sister has been murdered?
As if you didn't know.
I only came back today to make amends with her.
It's funny you show up carrying an ashtray on the same day your sister was murdered by a blow to the head.
I bet you came today just to see if you're mentioned in her revised will.
She was my sister. I loved her unconditionally. I could care less if she left me anything in her will.
If you say so.
Give me that. Well, what do you know about that?
You never explained why you were carrying an ashtray.
I carry it for protection. Someone comes at me in an alley. I pull out an ashtray. They run away.
I find that hard to believe.
That I carry an ashtray?
That someone would come at you in a dark alley.
I heard the news. Where is she? Oh, Betty. Oh, Betty. I can't believe you've left this world. Ooh, you look really good to be dead.
I'm not Betty, you imbecile. Betty is on the sofa. Betty, Nettie. Betty, Nettie. Got it?
You're mean. I heard the tragic news on TV. I was about to surprise her with a starring role in my new movie, but alas, she's dead.
And what about the bookends?
The bookend's not dead.
Why are you holding a bookend?
Oh, it was a prop for a scene we were shooting when I got the news.
Come in.
Excuse me, I'm Officer Garfield of the Remington County Library, and I'm looking for a Ms. Betty Crawford.
She's right there.
Ms. Crawford, you have the right to remain cited. Anything you say can and will be held against you. In the reference section
Miss
of
Betty
the local
has
library.
been murdered.
Oh, so that's why she looks so tired. Then who, may I ask, is going to take care of this?
What is it?
A library citation. Years ago, Miss Crawford failed to return a book to the library. We have given her ample opportunities to either return the book or pay the fine. She has declined to do either. So now, she must pay the price.
She can't pay any fine, you imbecile. She's dead.
Drat! There goes my dream of ever getting promoted from apprentice library police to just plain, simple library police.
Wait a minute. Did you say you were a police officer?
Apprentice library police? Yes.
We were wondering if you could help us with something. You see, Miss Crawford was murdered by a blow to the head with a heavy object. And, all of us here are holding heavy objects, and we would really like to know who committed the murder. So do you think you would
Hold
mind?
on. You're not suggesting she investigate the murder.
Why not? She has police in her title.
I refuse to allow some penny anti-security guard from the local library to try and solve the mystery of the murdering murderer of my magnificent mother.
Nice alliteration.
Thank you.
I appreciate the fact that some of you think I am the woman to solve this mystery.
I won't hear of it.
Neither will me. So, neither will.
I'm just a man of modest means, but I think that he can never solve the mystery of the mad maniac who murdered my master.
Shut up, Barrymore. This isn't a musical. Listen, everyone. What's your name again?
Apprentice Officer Edith Garfield of the Remington City Library Branch, Incorporated, established...
If we can't get Officer Garfield to help us, then the real police will investigate and throw us all in the slammer. Send us up the river. Throw the book at us. Keep us in the big house. Lock the door and
Rose
throw it.
may be right. Okay, the case is yours.
Okie dokie. But before I get started, I need to be brought up to speed on everything that has happened prior to my arrival. And by prior, I mean preceding or before.
We know what prior means. I'll fill you in. I didn't say anything funny.
That tickles! Being an apprentice library cop and spending hours and hours inside a public library, I have had the time to read many books. And my most favorite genre just happens to be murder mysteries.
That's convenient.
Shh. Ah, first clue. A copy of Miss Crawford's revised will.
How did you know it was the revised will?
It says so right here on top. Did you all know that 90% of murders occur as a result of a will left by the victim?
Really?
Yes, I read in a book once titled 90% of murders occur as a result of a will left by the victim. The following names are listed on her will. Please say here when your name is called. John Davis. Here. Holly Hobart. Here. Nettie Crawford. Here. Candace Crawford.
Here.
Portia Ames.
Yep.
Cutter Hector, film director.
Here. That's my stage name.
Rose Buttercup.
Here. That's my maid name.
Donovan Dandy.
Middle name Handy. Here.
Your name is Donovan Handy Dandy.
My father was a poet.
Barrymore, Winfield, Applegate, Chesterfield Jr. the third.
I'm here.
Picasso the producer.
My name is Picasso because I create great cinematic art.
Who
Picasso because I create.
cares? And Mildred Crawford. Is Mildred Crawford here?
Hold on. Mildred, the nice officer needs to know you're here. Here. Thank you. Don't mention it. She's here.
As I look over the details, I see some of you who left millions, while others of you who left nothing at all. As I call your name, step to this side of the room. For entertainment value, please choose a funny walk as you do so. Candace Crawford. Portia Ames. Rose Buttercup. And Nettie Crawford. From this point, you'll be suspect group A. It seems you four have been left millions of dollars. This unfortunately also means your motive to murder Miss Crawford is clear. You desire to get your greedy little hands on said money as soon as possible. The rest of you comprise suspect group B. You just found out today that you were left absolutely nothing. Zilch. Zip. Zero. Nada. No dinero. You were surprised and upset, and perhaps one of you became so distraught that in a fit of rage, you murdered Miss Betty Crawford.
Could you hold on while I update my sister in the kitchen? Sister dear, your motive would be anger because she didn't leave you anything in her will. Okay, thanks. You're welcome.
Wait a minute. I need you to ask your sister Mildred to join the rest of us, please.
She can't.
Why not?
She's making smoothies for everyone.
In that case, I'll take strawberry. To continue the investigation, we have established a motive for everyone in the house. Now to the how of the case. As I looked at the victim, I see Miss Crawford was conked on the head with a heavy object. So all we do now is find one of you who has a heavy object on his or her person. I see everybody is holding a heavy object, which means everybody had the means in which to murder Miss Crawford. I'll begin my questioning with suspect group A. Group B will exit to the back of the house. This is ridiculous.
Downright embarrassing.
Wasted my time.
You can say that again.
Waste of his time.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Candace Crawfish, we shall begin with you.
Crawford.
I beg your pardon.
My name is Crawford, not Crawfish.
Whatever.
You're rude.
According to the revised will, your mother left you a very large sum of money.
Yay! I mean, I will miss my sweet mother.
However, you cannot collect on this money until your mother bites the dust, goes belly up, kicks the old proverbial bucket.
I guess so.
So in order to collect on the money, while you're still young enough to enjoy it, you murdered your mother.
No, I loved my mother.
What you mean to say is you loved her money.
Mother.
Money.
Mother.
Money.
Mother.
Mother.
Money.
Mother.
Money. I loved her money.
Aha!
That's not fair. You tricked me.
Prepare for flashback. Tell us about the relationship you had with your mother.
Mother was so good to me as a child, but my beautiful twin sister, you know, the one making the smoothies, was extremely jealous of my mother's love for me.
Candace, oh Candace, where is my precious, precious child?
I'm right here, Mother.
You're not Candace. I called for Candace. I need her to mail this letter.
I will be glad to mail the letter for you, Mother.
This letter is too important for you to touch. I simply don't trust you. Get Candace at once.
Yes, ma'am. Candace! Yes, beautiful sister? Mother wishes to speak with you. Okay.
My precious, mail this letter for your mother.
Okay.
You are a precious, precious child. Hurry back, fried rose make your favorite dish for lunch.
Mother, you are so good to me. Goodbye, twin sister. I'm off to mail a letter. Okay, twin sister. Do be careful. Here you go, Mother.
What is this?
It's the poison I cooked from the herbs in my garden. You asked me to make it to kill the rats around the house?
That was last week. I've had the house fumigated since then. What am I going to do with you?
I'm sorry, Mother.
Leave my presence at once before I say something I will regret.
But what shall I do with this bowl of poison?
I don't care! Just do something useful for once in your life.
Wait a minute. How'd you know what your mother and sister talked about after you left the house to mail the letter?
Mother told me later that day, over hot tea and vanilla wafers.
I'm not too sure about that.
I'm sure.
Not sure.
I'm sure.
Not sure.
I'm sure.
You are sure.
Not sure.
You are sure.
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Aha!
Stop doing that.
Very, very interesting. All right, you may have a seat. Portia Ames?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Library Cop.
Did you find something funny?
No, nothing at all. I like your badge. What did Detective Duck say to his partner? Let's quack this case.
Are you quite finished?
I'm sorry. Go ahead with your questioning.
Miss Ames, it seems that you too were left a large portion of money upon Miss Crawford's death. Why would this be?
Every time I did a story on Miss Crawford, I made sure to put her in a good light with the public. Watch, and I will show you with this quick flashback.
Mrs. Crawford, it's so very nice to see you again.
Portia, my darling reporter, how in the world are you?
Miss Crawford, the world is wanting to know why you're getting so big in the hips.
The good folks of Dogtown, Alabama was wondering when you're going to make a movie worth seeing.
They're wondering why your hips are so big.
They think your acting is plumb awful.
Mrs. Crawford, you just wrapped up your latest picture, and the buzz around Hollywood is that will be another big hit.
That's right, and making this movie was ever so much fun.
I heard it was going to bomb.
I heard a pig could have to burn you.
I understand that one of your daughters has come to visit you on your last day of shooting.
That's right, my lovely, lovely Candace, who has and always will be the apple of her mother's eye.
Miss Candace Crawford, nice to see you.
Miss Candace Crawford, have you gained weight?
Miss Candace Crawford, have you thought about plastic surgery?
Candace, tell us how you feel about your mother's success.
I'm ever so proud of my mother. She's the most talented and big-hearted person I know.
And I understand you have another daughter, Mrs. Crawford?
Who cares? I must run off to my dressing room and change. Ta-ta, my adoring public.
It's refreshing to see a daughter so proud of her mother's success.
Yes, Mother is a dear.
Is it true that your mother is self-centered?
Well, I guess just a little.
And that she is arrogant?
Well, I guess just a little.
And that she's mean and awful and only thinks of herself?
Yes, yes, yes! Sometimes it makes my blood boil just to know how entitled and vain she really is. Oh, my, did I say all that?
Sure did, and I can't wait to print it. The folks at Dogtown are going to eat the story up with biscuits and gravy. Bye, y'all.
I must say, I'm a little surprised you'd say those things about your mother, who has given you everything.
Please don't put that on the air. I beg you.
I didn't air that part of the interview because I didn't want to give Miss Crawford any bad publicity.
Why did you act that way to the mother who has given you your heart's desire?
It had been a stressful day, and I wasn't myself.
I see. Very, very interesting.
Please don't say that.
Don't say what?
I see. Very, very interesting. As if you don't believe me. It stresses me out.
I won't say it again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Portia, the TV reporter. Rose Buttercup, would you step forward, please? How many years have you worked for Miss Crawford exactly?
Exactly? I don't know.
How about approximately?
35 years, 2 days, 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 27 seconds, Your Honor.
I'm not a judge.
And I'm not a flower.
Get it? Because my name is Rose Buttercup, but I'm not really. Anywho.
Miss Crawford must have been very pleased with your work.
I went above and beyond the call of duty. She often said she would take care of me, so I took it for granted that I was in her will.
Excuse me, I forgot the baby's rattle.
And you surely are in the will?
I surely is. Sorry, I surely am.
Did you and Miss Crawford ever quarrel?
Define Miss Crawford.
Your boss.
Never.
That's not true. I overheard Rose and Miss Crawford fighting on several occasions. I'll prove it to you in another flashback.
Rose, I wanted to give you a Christmas gift before I left for my ski trip in the Alps.
But Miss, you didn't have to do that.
Well, if you don't want it.
Well, I'll take it. A cheap whisk from the dollar store. How nice.
Now perhaps your almonds will come out nice and fluffy instead of, well, lumpy.
But I used my grandmother's recipe, and everyone loves my grandmother's omelets.
Your grandmother probably used a whisk.
You are so cruel. I wish I could get back at you for all your terribly cruel cruelty.
Is that a threat?
Maybe.
You're fired.
Just kidding. Wasn't a threat.
That's better. Well, it's off to the Alps. See you in January.
I'll get you for this, if it's the last thing I do.
You actually heard her say she would get her for that?
I did, Your Honor.
I'm not a...
He's wrong. He's wrong, wrong, wrong. That's not how it happened at all.
How do you know?
I was there.
Oh, yeah. Very well. What is your version?
I'll show you. Action.
Rose, I wanted to give you a Christmas gift before I left for my ski trip in the Alps.
But Miss, you didn't have to do that.
I insist.
Well, only because you insisted. You got me a whisk. It's something I've always wanted.
Oh, brother.
No talking during flashbacks.
Now perhaps your almonds will come out nice and fluffy instead of, well, lumpy.
Yes, you are so right. It's something I've always wanted. I've never been able to get my almonds nice and fluffy. But now, oh, Miss Crawford, I don't know what to say.
Stop your blubbering, child. Well, are you going to thank me for the whisk or not?
Yes, thank you a million times over, Miss Crawford.
What am I?
The most wonderful boss anyone could ask for.
Be more specific.
You're kind, thoughtful, generous, and humble.
And don't ever forget it. Well, it's off to the Alps. See you in January.
Have a safe trip. Oh, Mr. Whisk, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you.
She's making up that story just to make herself look good.
Excuse me, but you're not even supposed to be here.
It's a free country.
Quiet, you two, or I'll make you kiss and make up.
Yuck!
Barrymore, please rejoin your own group. That leaves only you, Miss Nettie Crawford, Miss Betty Crawford's long-lost identical twin sister. You gained a lot from your twin sister's murder, and I do mean a lot.
That's ridiculous. I didn't need my sister's money because I made more money in my lifetime than she ever dreamed of making.
So are you saying you're filthy rich?
I am.
The question is, have you left Miss Crawford anything in your will?
I don't see how that's any of your business.
You're not going to answer my question?
That's right.
What if I said, please?
Fine. No, I did not leave my sister anything in my will.
And why is that?
Because of something she said to me on the last day I saw her 45 years ago.
Flashback!
Excuse me, would you mind if I performed in my own flashback scene?
That's a little unorthodox.
What if I said please?
Okay.
Nettie, my sweet sister, where are you going?
Away from here and away from you.
But you're my identical twin sister, even though we look nothing alike in this flashback.
I'm tired of trying to measure up to you, Betty. I'm tired of everyone reminding me of how talented you are, reminding me that I'll never be as successful as you.
It's not my fault you have no personality, talent, or beauty.
You're right, Betty, but it's not my fault either. So just go shoot your movies, go to your Hollywood parties, go make your millions, do what you have to do, and I'll do what I have to do.
And what is that, identical twin sister Nettie, who looks nothing like me in this flashback? What is it that you have to do?
Oh, you'll find out one day down the road. You'll know exactly what it is I have to do.
Stop it, Nettie. You have no plans. You'll always be the nobody that you are right now. So go while I stay and enjoy my fame and fortune. One day you'll come crawling back to me.
I'll never crawl to you. Never! Besides, I have bad knees. Just know this, Miss Movie Star. One day, when I make my fortune, I will never share any of it with you.
Don't make me laugh. You'll never amount to anything more than you are right now, which is nothing.
So you told your sister you're planning to make a fortune.
That's right.
And apparently you did make that fortune.
I did, in real estate. I sold houses.
I know what real estate is.
I made more money in my lifetime than my sister ever dreamed of making. I came back today to make things right with her, to let her know I was including her in my will after all, that I was willing to let bygones be bygones. Apparently she forgave me somewhere along the way and decided to leave me some moolah. Sorry, money.
With her being dead, you don't have to leave her anything. And furthermore, with her being dead and including you in her will, you will gain even more riches than you have now.
I did not kill my sister.
Stop shouting in my ear.
I'm so sorry, Betty. I'm too late. I'm so very sorry.
Well, there you have it. You each have much to gain from Miss Crawford's death. You each have a motive for wanting Miss Crawford dead. You each had the means in which to murder Miss Crawford, seeing that each of you are holding heavy objects for some odd reason. I thank you all for revealing as much as you have. All of you may leave now. Suspect Group B, please join me in the living room. Don't worry, Miss Crawford. I'm here to ensure justice is done. And because you're dead, I won't require you to pay this fine for the book you checked out all those many years ago. Wait a minute. The title of the book. I never paid any attention. Well, well, well. That's it. Come in, come in. No shoving. That's right. Wait a minute. Where is Mildred Crawford?
She's still in the kitchen making smoothies.
Miss Mildred, could you join us, please?
The smoothies are almost done.
Look, we know what you're going to say. We all know Miss Crawford didn't remember us in her will. But that doesn't mean we murdered her.
However, you each have a motive for murder. You're angry that Miss Crawford didn't remember you in her will, though you feel that you deserve to be remembered. So you simply murdered her for revenge. You each had the means in which to murder her, seeing that each of you are carrying heavy objects. And Miss Crawford was conked on the head with a heavy object.
I broke my back for that woman for 30 years. There's no reason in the world why she should have written me out of her will.
You can't think of a single reason?
Well,
there's always one reason. Please go on.
Once she became upset with me and asked me to leave and never come back.
Hold on. If you're doing another flashback, I'm gonna go and check on those smoothies.
Go on.
Well, it went like this. I said it went like this.
Barrymore, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am?
Did you take the car out last night?
Your car, ma'am?
Yes, Barrymore. Did you take my car out last night?
No, ma'am.
I don't believe you.
Then why did you ask? I mean, you must believe me, ma'am.
You left this behind in my car last night. Do you know what this is? It's a red garden glove. Holly's red garden glove. I know about you too. Another thing you should know about my car, Barrymore, it was wrecked last night. The front windshield was smashed to pieces, and because the mate to this glove was found at the scene of the accident, I'm afraid I've caught you red-handed. No pun intended.
You have it wrong. I was polishing the silver last night. I never left the house.
I've packed your bags and they're by the door. I want you off these premises. And if you ever return, I shall call the police. And I don't mean the library police.
What's going on, Mother?
Barrymore took the car last night and wrecked it, so I'm firing him on the spot.
This explains why I saw you sneaking out last night.
But I didn't.
I have told Mother all along you couldn't be trusted. Shame, shame, shame.
So did you in fact wreck her car?
I did not. But I know who did. Someone in this house.
Did I miss anything good?
It was her, evil twin sister. She wrecked the car and made it look as if I did it.
Car? What car? I just walked in.
Come now, Mr. Barrymore. You're not suggesting Miss Crawford's favorite daughter wrecked her mother's car just to make you look bad?
I most certainly do.
You wrecked the car.
She wrecked it.
You wrecked it.
She wrecked it.
You wrecked it.
She wrecked it.
She wrecked it.
You wrecked it.
She wrecked it.
You wrecked it. You wrecked the car.
Wait, that didn't go right. Sit down. And what about you, Mr. Film Director? You and the producer here made Miss Crawford a star. Why were neither of you included in her will?
Miss Crawford said she would take care of us,
I will take care of you.
and we believed her lies.
Lies, all lies.
No one would know her name if it weren't for Worldwide Studios,
No one would know your name.
investing time and money in her career.
Lies, all lies.
Why did she change her mind and leave you out of her will?
The last two films she made were flops.
The last two films I made were flops.
She had become too old and just wasn't as good as she used to be.
You have become too old.
Lies, all lies.
Guys, we're past that part.
She blamed her failing film career on us.
I blame my failing film career on you.
So she took us out of her will.
But we didn't know that until we read the revised will today.
Let me make sure I understand. You two made her a star.
Right.
Then her career declined.
Right.
She took you out of her will.
Right.
And you came today and murdered her.
Right.
Wrong.
Aha!
Wait!
You tricked us.
Sit down.
You sit down.
Sit. And what about you, Mr. Donovan Handy Dandy? Why were you left out of Miss Crawford's will?
You see, I was never in the will. Miss Crawford didn't know who I was. Joan Davis and I were planning on getting married and running away to Aruba with the money we got after she died.
May we see that conversation?
Sure. Oh, Joan, will you marry me?
Yes, oh yes, for I love you so. As soon as Betty kicks the bucket, we can take the money she leaves me and be married at last.
Oh, this makes me so happy. I could break out into song. And I will always love you.
This is not a musical. Mr. Donovan, you had the perfect motive for murder. You couldn't marry Miss Davis without the money from the will. So you showed up today and murdered her. Murdered her in cold blood, and blood is red, which just happens to be your favorite color.
No, it's not.
Admit it.
Admit what?
Your favorite color is red, red, red.
No, it's not. Not.
But you said earlier... Wait. It wasn't you.
That's it. I'm tired of listening to this cop 1B rattle on about motive and means. Are we contacting the real authorities or not?
Someone who will give us a decent flashback scene?
I have two very important things to say. First of all, that
No way.
Lies, all lies.
May I have everyone off the front porch, please? And if they can pick up their heavy object they were carrying when Miss Betty's murder was discovered.
How much longer is this going to take?
I have to get back to the TV station.
I have some business to do today.
Don't worry, this isn't going to take long because I know exactly who murdered Miss Betty Crawford. I'm serious. You see, one advantage that a library cop has over a regular cop is the fact that she spends her days around books. And a good library cop loves books, especially books that tell her who murdered an aging movie star.
What are you rambling about?
Get on with it.
As you all know, I showed up today to serve this fine to Miss Crawford for an overdue library book.
So, what does that have to do with the murder?
Everything! The revelation started a moment ago when I realized the title of the book.
The title?
Yes. 101 Ways to Murder Your Boss and Get Away with It.
You're telling me that one of Mother's loyal servants plotted to kill her?
Could it be sweet, loyal, caring Rose who stayed when everyone else abandoned poor Betty?
What?
Or was it Barrymore? Did you really burn your hand, or was it injured murdering Miss Crawford? But could you have done it alone? Let's revisit the flashback scene when the murder plot began. The car accident from long ago. Holly? Barrymore? Don't think I haven't read the romance section too. It was you in that car that night, but you weren't alone. Miss Holly Hobart was with you. You both were so fed up with Miss Crawford's demanding and mean ways that you were plotting and conspiring to get into her will and end her. But before you could finalize the plans, you, Barrymore, looked over and were struck, and you couldn't pull away. By the time you realized you were driving the car, you were already careening into the ditch.
It was a simple thing, really. Yes, Holly Hobart and I were in love. Are in love. We hated her. I hated the way she treated Holly. I hated the way she treated me. Something had to be done.
So that night, we took the car and planted the seeds of perfect crime.
Perfect? Ha.
Almost perfect.
The only thing you got right in that overdramatic story was the reason for the crash. So, the plan was in motion. I stayed for as long as possible, trying to be the kind servant she would reward. When I couldn't take it anymore, I quit. Holly and I were married shortly thereafter, biding our time for news about the will. When I was finally called with the news of the rewrite, we knew it was time to collect.
I knew you were in on it.
What? No. She knew nothing about it. When she finally called with the news of the rewrite, we knew it was time to collect. Hearing that she left us nothing caused me to snap. And there lies the results.
Stay back! She deserves what she got.
We have the house surrounded. Come out with your hands up.
So as you all know, I showed up today to serve this fine to Miss Crawford for an overdue library book.
So, what does that have to do with the murder?
Everything. The revelation started a moment ago when I realized the title of the book.
The title?
Yes. How to Murder Your Identical Twin Sister and Take on Her Identity.
So, are you saying my twin sister Betty was plotting to murder me?
And take on Nettie's identity?
If that's true, then how do we know that you're not really Betty Crawford, who murdered Nettie Crawford and took on her identity?
Or maybe Betty killed Nettie to take on Nettie's,
No. You have it all wrong. Excuse me, Miss Candace Crawford. Could you please ask your twin sister, Mildred, to come into the living room?
Of course.
No. Call her from here.
From here?
Please.
Mildred dear, the kind, nerdy librarian wishes to see you. I believe she said something about running to the store to pick up more pickles for the smoothies.
You don't put pickles in smoothies.
You don't?
Perhaps your sister isn't coming out of the kitchen because she's already here.
What are you saying?
You were your mother's favorite daughter, weren't you?
That's right.
She loved you more than she loved your twin sister, Mildred, right?
Yes.
Why didn't she love you as much as she loved your sister?
She did love me more.
Are you sure she didn't love your sister more?
Yes. No. You're getting me confused.
Why are you confused? Is it because you're trying to confuse us? You're trying to trick us into thinking you're Candace Crawford, when in reality, you're Mildred Crawford.
What? But how could you know that?
Several ways. Everyone, hold up his or her heavy objects. Everyone is holding a heavy object, Miss Candace.
So?
Including you. You are also holding a heavy object. An iron, to be specific.
So?
So, when I stepped up on the porch earlier, I noticed the small tubes with marks indicating water level. It was lying in the grass.
I repeat. So?
It's a simple deduction. This sort of tube doesn't belong on a snow globe, a monkey wrench, a dumbbell, or any of these other heavy objects held by the other suspects. You, I said you, are the only suspect who's holding an iron which just so happens to be missing its water level indicator tube, which apparently fell off during the impact of the iron and Miss Betty's noggin.
That tube could have fallen off the iron at any time.
I don't think so. You, I said you, are Mildred Crawford, and you have been masquerading as Candace Crawford for years. You murdered your twin sister by poison years ago because of all the attention your mother paid to her. You took on her identity in order to claim her inheritance. It was you who checked out this book in your mother's name. Earlier, when you were pretending to be Candace, you slipped up and said your sister Mildred was beautiful when you were speaking to me. Candace would never have called her rival sister beautiful.
That explains why she's holding the iron. Earlier, Mildred had the iron, and Candace had the can of peaches.
That also explains how she knew what Miss Crawford and Mildred talked about after Candace left the house to mail that letter years ago.
And why she said all those terrible things in that interview about how her vain mother made her blood boil.
Right, because it wasn't Candace who was saying it. It was Mildred pretending to be Candace. The night Candace left for the post office, you followed her with the cup of poison in hand, poison you made from plants in your very own garden. You forced her to drink said poison, then you placed the dead body in the trunk of your mother's car, drove to a remote area, and buried the body. Upon her return, you somehow wrecked the car and blamed it on Barrymore.
What?
Mildred, what is your favorite color?
Define Mildred.
That would be you.
In that case, my favorite color is red.
Aha! And your favorite hobby?
Gardening.
Double aha! You heard it, folks? Her favorite color is red, and she loves to work in the garden.
And the gardener works in garden with gloves.
Because Mildred's favorite color is red, she would own
red gardening gloves.
But when I was in here with Candace, we heard Mildred scream in the kitchen when she fell.
That wasn't Mildred who screamed. It was Candace working her ventriloquism skills. Show them, Miss Crawford.
Okay, but I'm not that good.
But wait a minute. Are you saying that she killed her sister Candace all those years ago and has been pulling this charade all along? Passing herself off as two sisters for 40 years.
Who said she had to pass herself off as two sisters? Only one sister ever got any attention. Right, Miss Mildred?
It was a simple thing, really, most of the time. You see, it was Mildred who disappeared. Nobody really cared about her anyway. For years, the world has known me only as Candace.
Well, Miss Mildred, what do you have to say for yourself?
She hated me! Mother hated me but loved Candace. It wasn't fair! Wasn't I just as deserving of being loved as anybody else in the world?
The girls are crackpot.
Okay, everyone, just stay calm.
See what I mean?
So you found me out. But no matter, because I am Candace Crawford, the beloved daughter of my mother. And my wonderful mother has left me my millions.
You're not Candace Crawford. You're still her pathetic twin sister.
You know that, and I know that, but the world doesn't know that.
The world will know just as soon as I get back to the TV station.
No, you're not going anywhere.
And how do you plan to stop me?
I'm going to bonk you on the head with my iron.
That would do it.
Don't worry, she isn't going to bonk anyone on the head.
How can you be sure?
Because of a little trick I learned in a book in the library once titled, How to Force Someone to Hand Over an Iron Against Their Will. Mildred. Hello, Mildred. Hand Officer Garfield the iron.
Take it! Take the stupid iron!
I have one thing to say to you. You took my sister away from me before I had the chance to make amends with her. I will visit you in prison, sneak into your cell, and make you pay dearly for this, my precious little niece.
I smell a movie.
We have the house surrounded. Come out with your hands up while the murderer stands and performs a sad monologue.
I wanted to know what it was like to be somebody who people envied and respected. My mother constantly showed my sister her love, and I wanted to know what it was like. Doesn't everyone want that in the world? I needed it so badly I was willing to murder for it. And now my sister is gone, my mother is gone, and even worse, my money is gone. So here I stand, delivering a sad monologue while the real police surround the house, waiting to take me up the river, send me to the big house, throw me in the slammer, etc., etc.
Come out with your hands up.
I'm not finished!
Sorry.
So, I will say my goodbye. Forgive me, world, for taking a chance. Forgive me, world, for stepping outside my comfort zone to fulfill a lifelong dream. I said I'm not finished! Robert Frost once wrote, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I give up. I said I was coming when I finished. It's only you. What do you want? Oh, so that's what you wanted. Move over. I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. This just kills me.
of. It might be kind of fun to do. There's no power steering. Oh, good. Do you see my entryway? No, I didn't even see the picture. It probably didn't load. Look at that. I'll keep an eye out if they're marketed too, because I need one. Ooh, it's beautiful. I know. Nice. And the lights. What is L-O? L-O? Low?
Laugh out.
Here. Low here. Get it R.
I know.
You need to turn that thing off.
It's the power steering.
I love that you have a support person in the car with you. This is my support person. I would just go forward. Say sorry, Ben, I love you.